Welcome to another episode of our tiny home hybrid build, where we're going to show you how we did our lightweight cladding that looks just like timber. But first, I want to show you a few samples of cladding that are used on tiny homes and give you some comparisons. This research took me ages, so hopefully this will help you save some time. Being lightweight and strong is a priority in our build, as our axles are only rated to 2.8 tonne. But I'll start with the most expensive cladding that is popular for tiny homes down to the cheapest, and this cost does not include labour fitting. I think we'd all agree cedar is at the top of this list. It's also a very nice choice and starts at $120 to $200 a square metre, plus staining costs. The weight will vary. This is about 4 kilos a square metre and is a 140mm board. Aluminium. Now this is $200 a square metre and the weight is about 4.5 kilos per square metre. Possibly leaks between these joints here when you're driving in the rain. No paint needed though, you can get it already colour coated. Vinyl clad I don't have a sample of, but it's a good option. This is light 2.5 kilos per square metre and cheap at $110 a square metre. Again, no paint needed. Standard cladding like this plywood is popular and costs about $40 a square metre, so it's also cheap but weighs in at 6.5 kilos per square metre. This is 12mm board, and plus you've got to think about paint or stain. Colour steel is another good option. It's only $30 a square metre, but it does weigh 5.5 kilos per square metre. Again, no paint needed. But for me, all of these were either too heavy, looked like plastic, or were too expensive for what I wanted to achieve. So I did a sample of this. It's actually fiberglass and weighs only 3 kilos a square metre and costs $65 a square metre to make. That's including a high quality 2-pot epoxy paint. My labour cost is on top of that to make it though, and each sheet took me about an hour and a half. It's very strong and it looks like textured plywood. So we're going to do the board and batten look with this. I was quite happy with this sample for the cladding option, so we went with that for our build. But before I did the cladding, we wrapped the whole structure in water resistant breathable wrap on a windy day. Alright, let's hope we don't get blown away like a sail. From here, we just roll it out to each stud and keep clicking it on with the staples, theoretically. There, that's a big relief, because the rain, we've had so much rain lately and it's been coming in sideways, so yeah, it's good to get that done and we can start focusing on the cladding, put the cladding on, so cool. Then first I had to prep the plywood for the fiberglass. I did this with wax that I melted into the ply, then a coat of PVA release agent, and we were good to go. Okay, so moment of truth. We've got our plywood here ready to go. I've pre-cut all my fiberglass here, so I'll just move it on as we need it, as we resin, and yeah, hopefully it'll work. I was able to make this mould 3.2 meters long, so there were no joins in the tall walls. Each sheet got easier as we went, as long as I put PVA on each time. Ooh, sweet. So that's that done. One layer of 450 gram choppy, and then the second layer was 225 gram. Here we go. The trick is getting it off without any issues at all. Just gently, gently. That's a nice pancake with maple syrup too. Are you going to pour it on there for me? That was nice of her. Fresh pancake, cooked by my 8-year-old. Woohoo! Yeah, you bloody ripper. Oh, were you coming with whipped cream?
Do you want some in your mouth?
That's okay. I don't need it. You put it in your mouth. You show me it in your mouth. How good is it?
And now I'm just going to trim the edge up with these tin snips. Saves a lot of dust.
Cool, man. Well, we've got about 14 sheets of this fiberglass paneling now, and I'm up to my last one. Just got to make one more, and then the whole cabin can be clad. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so all my sheets of fiberglass are made. Oh, hello. Are you helping? You're going to come and help, are you?
No.
Oh, why not?
Okay, maybe.
Anyway, all of our sheets of fiberglass are made here now. So we're just going to attach them onto here. I've coated them all 10A, number 9, number 10. So it's a bit of a jigsaw puzzle, but yeah, we can start putting our exterior cladding on. So see, that's pretty exciting. I've got stainless steel screws. So these are the stainless steel screws I'm going to use to fix the exterior to the timber frame, and then they will be fiberglassed over the top. All the joins will be fiberglass to seal it from the weather. So countersink there just to make them nice and flush. So yeah, we're going to make a start now and get into it. Cool. Well, there you go, one side done. Well, just the start, we've still got a lot of work to do. More screws every about 200 mils, and then you're fiberglassing it, we've got to weather tight it, we've got to put flashings in, corner soakers, so yeah, still a lot of work, but yeah, at least the basics are up there. Got to water blast all this off, all the PVA that I used to stop it from sticking to the plywood. We've got to water blast that off. We've got to give it a bit of a rough up before we can paint it as well. So yeah, there's still a lot of work, but it's another step. Trim the bottom. We'll get there. Sweet. This is my packer for getting the sheets to sit on top of while I set them up. It's the kids, basically a wooden toy that one of the kids made up. Wheels, and yeah, it just rolls along. Before I get too carried away, this is the grey water breather, which needs to vent out up near the top, you know, by the roof. So we've got this little elbow, put that in. The elbow's in, and then there's a hole, you'll just see a hole in the chassis there that I've drilled. And then we're just going to run it up inside the cladding, but then it's going to poke out just at the top there. You need to vent them out near the top so you don't get the smell wafting back into the cabin itself, or you know, as you're walking past. Nothing worse than grey water smell while you're camping. I actually took the corner off the stud that runs up there, so there's room, there's a little flat spot there for it to sit against. With that done, we then used about 1,000 screws to secure the panels to the frames, which all needed to be countersunk first. Go the right way. That should hold it on pretty good. I sanded the joins to help get a key for waterproofing with strips of fiberglass tape. Then I cut the profile along the bottom, and this transformed the tiny home from just a big box into something that actually looked like it was going to look stylish. So now I've done all the seams, I've sanded them back a wee bit. So now we're going to start to seal them. Seal all these joins. I've got this tape here. So we're going to use this tape and run it down the seam here with fiberglass. That'll stitch the two together and also waterproof it. So yeah, that's the next step. Just make up a bit of resin now, and I'll also add a bit of talcum powder with it so that it is a little bit thicker. It won't run away on me. So here's my talcum powder I've just added in, and this is just going to thicken the resin up so that it doesn't run away on me when I'm trying to apply it on the face of that tiny home. Just a little bit thicker. Sealing these joins took a lot of time and patience. It certainly is a labour of love. Then we were ready for the next stage, which is painting. So thanks again for watching. Please feel free to like and subscribe if you'd like to see us carry on with the journey of building this tiny home hybrid.